Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show Dataverse table relationship behavior. There are three different kinds of Dataverse relationship behaviors. They are referential, parental, and custom. First, I'll explain referential relationship behavior. In a referential relationship, the related rows stay independent. An action taken on a parent row is not cascaded to the child rows that reference it. Different actions such as assign, share, unshare, and reparent, when those are performed on the parent row, those are not cascaded to the related rows. Deleting the parent row removes the link and the child rows remain. I'm going to show two operations. I'll show this assign operation and I'll show the delete operation. I'll show these operations in these tables. I'm having these two tables in my Dataverse, the department and student, and these it is having one-to-one relationship. As we can see, one row in the department is linked to many rows in the student. This is my department table, and if I go to relationships, then this is the relationship in which it is related to student table as per one-to-many relationship. And if I click on this relationship, then in the advanced option, we can see the relationship behavior is referential and delete is remove link. So this implies whatever action we take on the parent record, that is not cascaded to the child record. I am having this model driven app which shows the rows from the department table, and also I am having the student table which shows rows from the child table. And here we can see these rows are related to the department table via this department column. First is I'll show the assign operation. If I click on any department, let's say if I click on department 7, then it will show me the related child records also in the bottom. I have added a subgrid to show this related child records. And here we can see the owner is couple. And here also in the child record, we can see the owner is couple. If I assign this department record to some other person, then the child record, the owner of the child record will remain couple. It will not change. I'll show this also. I'll make Arely as the owner of this department record. And if I click on save and close, and now if I go back again to department table, sorry, to this record, we can see the owner of the department row, it has changed. However, the owner of the child records, this is not changed. It is same as before. Next, I'll show delete operation. I'll open this department 1 and we can see that this is related to this child record where the student name is Ashish. If I delete this department row, then there will be no impact on this child row. It will not get deleted. This child row will remain. So if I delete this, then that department row has been deleted. And if I go to students table, we can see Ashish row is there. However, this department lookup, it is blank for Ashish. Now, if I go back to slide, yeah, we have one more referential behavior also, which is restrict delete. As per this behavior, assign, share, unshare, and reparent behave the same. There is no cascading to the child record. However, the parent row cannot be deleted while the related child rows still exist. So I'll show this behavior also. I will go back to my department table. This is the relationship, and here I'll update this behavior from remove link to restrict, delete restrict. Now I'll do a refresh. Now if I open this department 5, then we can see these are the child accounts linked to this department. And if I try to delete this department, then it will not allow me. We can see the message that the record cannot be deleted because it is associated with another record. So in order to delete this record, we have to first delete this related child records. Next is parental relationship behavior. A parental relationship tightly binds child rows to their parent. Every action taken on the parent row cascades down to the rows that reference it. Different operations like assign, share, unshare, and reparent, and also delete cascade from the parent to its related child rows. Deleting a parent row also deletes every child row that references it. So again, I'll show the assign and delete operation. Before this, we'll update the relationship behavior from referential to parental. I'll go to my relationship, and here I'll update this to parental. I'll do a refresh. Now, first I'll show the assign operation. I'll click on department 5. Here we can see owner is couple, and the owner of all the child rows, it's also couple. I'll update the owner from couple to Adele. I'll do save and close. And if I again go to the same department, then we can see the owner of this all these child records have also been updated to Adele. Next, I'll show delete operation. I'll show again on the same record, same department, department 5. We can see currently these 4 students are linked to this department: Cherish, Sharath, Sudhanshu, and Vamsi. And all these 4 students are there in the student table also. If I delete the related department from the department table, then all those 4 students will get deleted from here. I'll click on this and I'll select delete. It has been deleted. If I go to student, then we can see we don't have Cherish, Sharath, Sudhanshu, and Vamshi. Those have also been deleted. So when to use parental behavior? Choose it for tightly coupled rows that shouldn't exist without their parent. For example, project and project task. If we are deleting a project, then we no longer need to have the project task. So those also have to be deleted. And this final point is important. Only one parental relationship is allowed per related table. So I'll explain this also. In this slide, here we have 3 Dataverse tables: project, project task, and employee. Project and project task have a one-to-many relationship. This relationship is configured as parental. Project task also has a relationship with employee through the assign to field. However, this relationship cannot be configured as parental. The reason is that Dataverse allows only one parental relationship for a child table. The reason is that this rule prevents a child table from having multiple parents controlling its cascading behavior. For example, if both project and employee were parental, deleting either one could potentially cascade to the same project task records. creating ambiguity about which parent controls the child table's life cycle. And the final relationship behavior is custom relationship behavior. A custom relationship gives you full control, configure how each individual action behaves instead of applying a single preset. We can set, assign, share, unshare, reparent, and delete independently for the relationship. We can have mixed behaviors. For example, cascade on assign but restrict on delete. Each action has its own applicable cascade behavior. In my next slide, I have shown what are the different cascading behaviors applicable for each action. Cascade all means the change will cascade to all the child rows. Cascade active, it means it will get cascaded only to active records. And I'll show this also what this cascade active is. If I go to my Dataverse table, here we can see this is the department table. And here we can see we are having the status column and its value can be active or inactive. So cascade active means the changes will get propagated only to active records, not to inactive records. And for delete operation, we have only three actions: cascade all, remove link, and restrict. So these are the details about the three relationship behaviors. Finally, I would like to add that these relationship behaviors, the restrict, parental, and custom, it is applicable only to uh, one-to-many relationship like this. It is not applicable to many-to-many relationship. Many-to-many relationship is altogether different. That doesn't have this parent and child table concept, and also it has a lot of other differences also. So these three relationship by behavior, it is not applicable to many relationship. So yeah, this is all about relationship behaviors in Dataverse. If you like this video, then please give it a like. Thank you.